let's put this picture up full match. Remember the cop, we reported on him from day one, all right? When I first started Indisputable, we locked in on this character, said he was a bad actor, a bad detective, had a string of horrible incidents in his background. Finally, he did get arrested, and now he's being sued by the women he violated. So a group of black women are suing Roger Golubski, the disgraced ex-Kansas City detective accused of sexually exploiting them and leaving them in fear of their lives and livelihood for years. As a matter of fact, he retaliated against one by locking the son up when she would not do for him, okay? He retaliated against them. In the legal document obtained by Atlanta Black Star, the detective, former detective, retired in 2010, the United Government of Wyandotte County and the city, among others, are listed as defendants. It alleges that the United Government gave its law enforcement personified by Detective Roger Golubski permission to terrorize. We said that as well. They did. They protected him. Abuse and violate its black citizens. They kept giving this guy awards and promotions. As a matter of fact, one woman said, this man did this evil thing to me, and all of a sudden, I see him on the local news getting a promotion. He didn't get the promotion because they were not aware he was corrupt. He got the promotion because of the corruption. You got to understand the culture. You don't get promoted in a culture when you are corrupt unless the culture is corrupt as well. All right? You're not the friction person. You are sliding along the cultural lines. Golubski, who worked for the department for 35 years, is facing 6 counts of deprivation of civil rights, according to KSHB. The 70-year-old was arrested at his home last September. He pleaded not guilty. He remained under the radar until Jay-Z's social justice organization, Team Rock, placed an ad in the Washington Post, October 2021, calling for the U.S. Attorney's Office to take action against the corruption in the police department at large. Allegations against him that were committed in, quote, police hunting grounds, that's what they called them, are outlined in the 163-page lawsuit based on accounts from plaintiffs Michelle Hooks, Ophelia Williams, Rochelle Miller, and Nico Quinn, and Sandra Newsom. For instance, the lawsuit goes in depth about the night Detective Golubski allegedly sexually violated Ms. Hook in September. This was back in 1992. He threatened to put a case on her brother. This was a tactic of his. He threatened to put a case on her brother if she told anyone what happened, leaving her terrified and silent for decades. According to the lawsuit, Detective Golubski and other defendants allegedly aided in the cover-up of a 1994 double murder, which includes the death of Newsom's son, Danielle Quinn. The former cop framed an innocent man, identified as Lamont McIntyre, for doing it. He is also accused of sexually harassing Newsom during the exact same time. There's more. McIntyre was pinned for 2 murders at 17 years old after his mother rejected sexual advances from the detective. After 23 years behind bars, he was exonerated completely and received $12.5 million in a settlement after initially seeking $93 million in damages. Talk about the devil, Detective Golubski. Plaintiff Quinn also has a connection to the case. She is the cousin, okay, of Newsom's son and was present during the double murder. However, according to the lawsuit, the defendants forced her to blame and identify McIntyre as a suspect. When Quinn was called to meet with Detective Golubski, Similarly to other victims, he threatened her by stating he would take her children away from her. The lawsuit also accuses him of assaulting and stalking her for damn near 20 years. He continued to receive promotions. In Williams' case, Golubsky allegedly used his authority to repeatedly sexually violate Williams following the arrest of her sons. Per the court documents, like Newsom, he targeted her twins for a murder they were not associated with as a cover-up. They were 14 at the time. There's more. Williams remained afraid that Golubsky would shoot and kill her if she spoke out or told anyone about his conduct. The lawsuit stated, even after her sons were sent to prison, Williams remained afraid that Detective Golubsky knew people in prison and could have her sons hurt. This fear continued to today. In 2002, Miller was strong-armed into a 19-hour interrogation about her father's death and allegedly sexually assaulted by two other defendants named in the lawsuit, identified as detectives Michael Keel and Clayton Bye. She was also forced to view her father's unrecognizable charred corpse and asked by detectives if she had a sexual relationship with him, according to the filing. Talk about sick SOBs. When we first covered this, we stayed on it until he got arrested, okay? I don't give a damn that he's 70 years old. He didn't give a damn about children. He didn't give a damn about anyone in front of him. I said the first day, second day, third day we covered this, he's not doing this alone. There is no way possible for this man to be a 35-year veteran and did all of this damage to all of these people, and he was operating without a group of individuals willing to promote and protect the culture of corruption. So now you are seeing some of the other dominoes starting to fall. That's what you're seeing. It has taken decades for these victims to even get a symbol of justice happening now. But this is defunding the police. Millions of dollars being paid out because of one corrupt ass cop and his band of merry men and women supporting them. So why won't the people who are so pro-police and so anti-defund the police say a damn word about Golubsky? Because the narrative doesn't fit. You see, many times they're only saying back the blue because they actually agree when the blue does not back the black. All right, Mr. Mayor, thoughts here?
Yeah, I hope they're being investigated for some of these murders, or all of them.
Yeah.
The DNA needs to be questioned. What is the evidence that you had against these kids? And I also want America to think long and hard. What's the difference between this behavior and slave masters like women back in the day? What's the difference in showing people their dead family members' bodies charred than hanging people from trees in public towns throughout the South? This policing in this manner is modern day Jim Crow, and we can't even get away from it. We can't pretend anymore. This is listening to this story, hearing this story, feeling this story is bothersome that we call this policing in this country.
Right, well said. And he was still able to retire. And then he was arrested years later.